This is Andrew Wicklund with PRC Software. In our tutorials for Tempus the Time Bandit, our schedule Monte Carlo analysis tool, we've gone through and we've imported a schedule. You see here to the left, we went through the checklists and then tested the network. We looked at the Gantt chart, explored that. But then we added an uncertainty register for variability on our planned activities, and then a risk register for items with a probability of existence. So they're not in our scope of work, but they could happen. We link those to our schedule. And once we've done that, I'm going to go to the dashboard section and just run my simulation. Now, it ran through, and I'm going to pick my probability level off the bat here. Let me pick up probability of 85%. I'm going to click OK. And I've got all of my charts here in the report section. So you've got your milestone report, and it'll generate your report automatically for all your milestones at once. So it's real quick and easy. You've got all your cumulative curves. So you can see with uncertainty only, you had 77 days of contingency. With risk events, you can see it showed 46 more days on top of that. So when you look at this, and I want to go to my P85, so I had 75 days of uncertainty, 45 days of risk event contingency. That gave me 120 total days of slippage. And that's what you can see from here. That's where we were supposed to finish. With uncertainty at this probability 85 level, pushed us out here. And then with the risk events on top of it, pushed us another 45 days. So, and as you go through, it has it for every probability level. On each one of these reports, all you have to do is click Word or PowerPoint, and it pops it straight out. And you'll see, open it up real quickly. And now you've got all of that information immediately out in Microsoft Word with all your risk event contingency and everything else. So that's your histogram charts, and you can see you've got your histograms, so with and without risk events. I'm going to change that to finish date right there, so you can see you get the same information off of the finish date one. There's scatter plots, there's status reports. You can get the full iteration set out to you, but from within here, I set this P85 level. I'm just going to come back to the dashboard, and now I've got this chart over with my P85 selected. And I've got my tornado chart for that. So I can see with my risk events, it shows me finishing all the way at May 8th. And these are the main drivers. So I look, and if I click on the tornado chart, so typically you're looking at these are the few driving the minis. So the big bars are the bad ones. The duration sensitivity, once they get lower down here, you're going to get less bang for the buck. These top four seem to be where really all the damage is being done. If you click on any of the bars, you can see how the scatter plot looks for that particular one. So it'll say, okay, here's the duration of that activity, and then here's where the project finished. Do I see a correlation between, if this guy gets longer, and in this case, when he gets up towards 200 days, notice the project always pushes out here. You don't see any iterations up here that finish way back here. So you can tell that this one is actually driving the project. So that's why we put that scatter plot up in there. Some other tools do it, but it's hard to get to. So we wanted to make that really easy for people to see what's in their sample set. You'll notice once it gets to these smaller duration exposures, it's more of just a full scatter plot. It's saying, okay, I don't really see that much correlation there. Whereas here, boom, as soon as this goes up from 0 to in this, the risk happens and it's in this 30 to 60 range, all the simulations come out here. So you can tell this risk event alone pulled the simulations all the way out over here. On any of these, we made it real quick and easy. If you So we selected some milestones when we started. So I added the project completion one in here, building demolition, and the final reports. Let's take building demolition out, put clean and stripping in just to make it fun. All right, now I'm going to close that, and then immediately it updates over here. So the clean strip out activity I can click on, and now there were no risk events leading up to it, so you're not seeing any red bars, and you see a contingency of 49 days. And then you can see your tornado chart and your scatter plots once again. When I look at my scatter plot, okay, it's got a little bit of a lean, but when you look at this one, wow, it's really grouped in such a way. When this duration on the y-axis goes up, the project is pushing out. The finish date of the project, or the finish date of the clean strip out activity, is pushing out. So let's go to project completion. That's where the money's at. So I've got this funding delay risk is the big one that's hurting me, and my third-party contractors that we've talked about. So from within here, now if I'm going to spend my money mitigating, I know which guys I'm looking at. Once again, you can do another simulation and bring this back in line and do scenario basically modeling. But from here, all you have to do is double click this check mark up top. You can always you can change the number of analyses up here at the top. You can change your milestone or your activity. You check and uncheck all. Once you check all, you hit the word button, and now it's going to take, instead of just, it's going to take all 4 of these charts out, and you can see all 4 of these as I scroll down that are on the dashboard. So then you've got your export to PowerPoint button, and it just does the same thing. It just takes everything out to into a PowerPoint slide deck. The PDF one will take all the pictures out. The zip file one does the pictures as well. So it depends on just how you want to receive it. But the PowerPoint, most of these they are pretty much instantaneous creations. So they're scripted in to come out very fast. So, and you'll see here's my PowerPoint slide deck now as I go through here. And it doesn't have the data tables, it just has the pictures when you do the PowerPoint. So that gives you an overview of kind of how to navigate things. The reports and the dashboards, we designed them to be as easy as possible, especially so you can get your data out very quickly. So, when you come into this comprehensive milestone report, if I just hit generate the report, then it's going to generate the report for now not just one milestone, but every single milestone that I've selected. And it's going to give you, you can see as you go through, it shows you all 3 of your milestones, how late each one finished. So you get some summary information. Then you get your histogram. We selected P85, so it shows up down here. And you get a data table of information down below it. Same thing here on your duration sensitivity or your risk drivers. You can see these 2 at the top. Those are the scores of 80 plus. Those are probably going to be where we have a lot of the delay. As you go through, though, it's pulled it for every single one of the milestones at this point. So real quick, real easy to use the reporting. If you build a good risk model, this part just does it. So anyway, thank you for joining us, and that should get us through at least the technical tutorials